A few years ago, my chest was completely flat. Today, it is one of my best body parts. And the crazy thing is, I only do 3 exercises. Right off the bat, the number 1 chest exercise, the weighted dip. In my opinion, there is no better exercise for building the chest. Beginners struggle with body weight dips, let alone weighted dips. On top of that, when you bulk, you are progressively overloading without even trying. Just by gaining weight each week, you are adding weight to your lift, making it harder. You also get a huge stretch at the bottom. And personally, I find that the chest is a muscle that responds best to the stretch rather than the contraction. It's a big muscle, it can handle a lot of weight, so you don't have to be too concerned with mind-muscle connection. But the key with dips is that your form has to be correct for chest growth. And my biggest tip for that would be to lean forward. You really want to make sure you're going all the way down with your elbows making a 90-degree angle. Otherwise, if you're too upright, you'll be working the triceps a lot more than the chest. And I know everyone's worried about the upper chest. You gotta work the upper chest. What about the upper chest? The upper chest is aesthetic. And that brings us to the second exercise, the incline bench press. You can use a barbell or dumbbells, whichever you prefer. What I'll say is when I see guys using dumbbells for incline bench press, they don't even take advantage of some of the main benefits. With dumbbells, you get extra range of motion, allowing for an even greater stretch. Yet you see so many guys grabbing the heaviest dumbbells they can lift and doing quarter reps. So just keep that in mind if you're going to use dumbbells. Really take advantage of that extra range of motion. Personally, I prefer the barbell because it's easier to progressively overload. You can add a 2.5 plate to each side anytime you want. And of course, it's incline bench instead of flat bench because everyone wants that upper chest. Now, I'm no scientific research paper guy, but does it really make that big of a difference? Probably not, but we'll take any marginal difference we can get to growing the upper pec. You know, it's always funny to see beginners saying, you gotta hit the upper chest, how do I grow my upper chest? The thing is, you have no chest to speak of, so don't worry about it, just grow your chest in general. And of course, there's also a genetic component to this as well, like every other muscle. Some people just have fuller chests than others. You've got guys like Arnold and his son Joe who just have this full slab of muscle on their chest. Then you got guys like Tristan Lee who have the flattest chest possible. Like, do you really think he doesn't train his upper pecs? It's not like he doesn't train his chest or he has no idea what he's doing. His genetics simply don't allow him to have a fuller chest. Anyways, for our third and final movement, we have incline dumbbell flies or any fly variation. These are all about the stretch. Really feel it on the way down. And again, I'll stress this point, you want to go all the way down. Similar to the dip, you can get a huge stretch on your chest, but you have to go all the way down. A lot of people like to do flies where they focus on the contraction with the cables, but personally I've found better results using dumbbells and getting a good stretch at the bottom. And I know some of you optimal bros are going to be saying the cables or the pec deck are better. Personally, I'm a big fan of free weights, but there's always multiple ways to skin a cat, right? So if you do prefer cables or machines, go for it. The important part is that you include the fly movement pattern. Alright, so now that we have our 3 movements, let's put this all together for an example chest workout. Obviously, if a chest day isn't part of your current split, you could always just incorporate these exercises into your push day or upper day, whatever. We're going to want to put our main lift first. This is the lift that we are going to focus progression on and really get strong with. If you can't push a lot of weight on weighted dips yet, or if you really just want to focus on that upper pec, this can be your incline bench press. However, if you do have the prerequisite strength to do weighted dips with a lot of weight, I would encourage you to actually try making this your main movement for some time. For your main movement, let's start with 2 sets of 3 to 5. These are going to be our heavy sets where we really push for strength. Then we're going to do 1 back off set, focusing more on form and bodybuilding, so going for 8 to 12 reps. For our second exercise, it's going to be the dip or the incline press, whichever one you didn't do first. For this lift, we're going to do 2 sets of 8 to 12 reps, getting the volume in. Still, try to go as heavy as possible within the given rep range. Just because it isn't your main lift for the day, don't take that as an excuse to go easy on it. With your volume work, you still want to be pushing for progression and getting stronger. And ending with 2 sets of your fly movement, I like to do flies at a bit of a higher rep range, say 10 to 15. I know some people like to do flies at the beginning of their workout to get the chest pumped up, and it helps with their mind-muscle connection on the bigger lifts. Personally, I like to do them last. As far as intensity goes, a lot of it depends on your training experience and what works for your body personally. If you're just starting out, you might want to leave 1 to 2 reps in reserve on your heavier sets. But if you are a beginner, you might not have a clue what that even means, so it might just be better to go to failure. If you're an intermediate or even advanced lifter, you really have to push your body to make it grow. Within reason, of course. Listen to your body. If something feels off, don't be afraid to take your foot off the gas pedal. If your body is having a hard time recovering, it's telling you that you're doing too much. And that's it. It's a very simple 3 exercise, 7 working set chest workout. If you want to add shoulders and triceps, you can go ahead and do that and make it a push day. If you like this video, be sure to like and subscribe. If you have any other video ideas for me or topics you want me to cover, be sure to let me know down in the comments. Thanks for watching as always. I'll see you in the next one.